148 of Flick, James Flick, your one and only movie reviewing secret agent. Today I will be reviewing a sci-fi thriller film that came out in 2015 that is directed by Alex Garland and that stars Domhnall Gleeson, Alicia Vikander, and Oscar Isaac, and that movie is Ex Machina. Okay, so this movie has just started, and so far I am liking the way that the pacing and acting are done in it. Oh, I heard a mention of the Turing test. I think that it is a test to find out if a certain machine can exhibit intelligence that is identical to us humans. Could I be right about that? So our main character, Caleb Smith, who mind you is a programmer for the company that he works for, which is a search engine company called Blue Book to be exact, played by Domhnall Gleeson, is conversing with an artificial intelligence named Ava, who is played by Alicia Vikander. That's interesting, since I often wonder to myself what it would be like for me to converse with an artificial intelligence. Mr. Smith is now conversing with the CEO of Blue Book, Nathan, played by Oscar Isaac, about Ava. Now he is being shown by Nathan where Ava was created. That's pretty cool, since I oftentimes wonder how it is feasible for a robot like her to walk and talk on its own. Mr. Smith is now fascinated by the way that Ava made herself look like a real human being. Nathan is now talking to Mr. Smith about Ava and her attraction to him, despite the fact that she is a robot and he is a human. That is some groovy techno music that we are listening to right now, and I am seeing that Nathan is dancing to it. We are now an hour into this movie, and so far, Mr. Smith is now engaging in another session with Ava. That is pretty interesting how he can have multiple sessions with an artificial intelligence like her. Wow, for such a beautiful robot like Ava, she is pretty interested in Mr. Smith. But if it were me, someone like her would be pretty tough to compete with any real human woman for attractiveness for me. Uh-oh, Mr. Smith just cut himself with something sharp, and blood came oozing out of his arm. But luckily, his self-inflicted wound is presumably healed up now. Ouch! Nathan just knocked out Mr. Smith with his hand. That must really hurt for him, but I hope that he recovers from it. Ooh, Nathan got fatally stabbed by Ava. That was a pretty terrible thing for her to do. I wouldn't want to come across a robot who could do that. As we get closer to the end of this movie, we find out that Mr. Smith got up. But unfortunately, he was locked up, and Ava ignored him. Well, in the end, Ava has now fully taken on the appearance of a real human being, and is doing a pretty good job at blending in with society. Overall, Ex Machina is a fantastic sci-fi adventure with great visual effects and wonderful acting and pacing. Join me next time when I review Straight Outta Compton. I'm Flick James Flick, your one and only movie reviewing secret agent out there.